time for The Pet Show with America's favorite pet expert, Warren Eckstein. Warren is the author of How to Get Your Cat to Do What You Want and How to Get Your Dog to Do What You Want. He's here to answer all your pet and animal questions. And now, Warren Eckstein.
Is your Maltese acting like a mobster? Are your felines ready for some Freud? Does your beagle make you blush? Well, if you love animals, care about wildlife and the environment, and want to really learn how to communicate properly with your dogs and cats and really understand how they think and why they do the things they do, stay tuned, because once again, right here, right now, it is time for The Pet Show, America's first and only real pet psychology, training, behavior, and of course, how could we leave out pet lifestyle show? So pick up your pets, put them on the couch with me, and once again, let the animal analyzing begin. Hey, good morning, everybody. I'm Warren Eckstein. This is The Pet Show, the place where we absolutely, positively, never a doubt about it, love, adore, and as I stress every single week, respect pets and animals as much as you do. By the way, if you'd like to join me on the Ever-Growing Pet Show family, you're being outsmarted by your schnauzer, your cat is looking at you like, I don't have to use the litter box, take the dog for the walk, and he says, you know what, I'm walking you. If you have a question about your pet, you have come to the right place, because that's what the show's all about, helping you cope with your pets, but much more than likely, helping your pets cope with you. Let's face it, folks, it is difficult living with human beings. Hey, let me tell you what I got planned for today's show. First of all, if you want to join the Ever-Growing Pet Show family, if you have a question or comment, want to share a great story, I love to hear from you guys when you adopt older dogs and older cats, because it kind of encourages other listeners to do the same thing. So if you've adopted a dog or cat recently, want to brag about it, please give me a call. The phone number here at the Pet Show, by the way, 866-870-KRLA. That's 866-870-KRLA. Or if you're a numbers person, that's 866-870-5752, 866-870-5752. Plenty of time for your calls. As I do every week, I have lots of great pet stuff to give away thanks to my amazing sponsors. Every single listener that calls into the Pet Show and does in fact get through to me live, not only will I answer your pet questions, but a phenomenal gift will be arriving at your home. Not for you. No, not for you, but for that beautiful dog or cat looking up at you, those beautiful, adoring eyes as I speak. Many of the items I give away $20, $30 and more, so it's a great time to give me a call. I'll answer your question. And again, as I said, thanks to my sponsors, I will be sending a great gift out to you as well. Again, the number here at the Pet Show, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through. And as I said, plenty of time for your calls and lots of great stuff to give away on today's show. Now, if you happen to be a regular listener to the Pet Show, which, by the way, you should be. Every week is different. But if you happen to be a regular listener to the Pet Show, you know I come up with some great topics every week that are really important. However, remember that the phone calls, your questions and comments are always a priority here on the Pet Show. So if I don't get to some of these items, check out the website during the week. They'll be posted there. That's thepetshow.com. That is my website, thepetshow.com. But let me tell you why I want to talk to you guys today and some of the things I'd like to discuss. And listen to me carefully. Does this sound like you? Why is it that when your dog is at home, your dog's at home, it's in the backyard, they listen to you and respond just like Rin Tin Tin. But at the dog park or out for a walk, it's like they never heard anything you've taught them. I'll have the answers and resolution coming up. I know this for a fact. Last week, I was but I was making an appearance at the Sepulveda Off-Leash Dog Park in Encino. Hundreds of people came out. Thank you for that. Hundreds of dogs. It was just a great day, an amazing way to spend the day. Yet it was amazing to me when I was asking people, how well behaved is your dog? Oh, my dog listens to everything I say. But yet when they were running loose in the dog park, it was like some of the guardians were talking to the wind. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. Also coming up on today's show, you know that TV show Hoarders, where they kind of people hoard everything they have? Should your cat, be on that show. You ever wonder why your cat kind of hoards all this stuff and maybe drops a lot of stuff around its food dish, or maybe your cat is an outdoor cat, which I'm not a fan of, but he brings you dead rodents from outside as well. Do you ever wonder why they really do that? It may not be what you think. We'll talk about that a little bit later on today's show. Also coming up on today's show, online pet scams. A lot of people being ripped off by social media. And I wanted to do this last week because it's an important topic to me. What are veterinary social workers? We know veterinary technicians, veterinarians, but what are veterinary social workers? Also, I posted this on Facebook, got an interesting response this week, how testosterone levels influence the way men treat their dogs. It's kind of interesting because men that have a higher percentage of testosterone tend to be more aggressive, more assertive with their dogs, even hitting or yelling or screaming or worse, where men with lower rates of testosterone tend to be more gentle, hugging, kissing, and patting them on the head. So we'll talk about that a little bit later on today's show as well. Also coming up, we're going to take a look at what is Cinco de Mayo. Not Cinco de Mayo, Cinco de Meow. I said that right? Cinco de Meow. It's amazing how many rescue organizations and humane organizations I work with across the country and how creative they can be. And this is an adoption event that someone's having, and they're calling it Cinco de Meow, and they do it every year. Hopefully, they'll raise a lot of money and find homes for a lot of pets. Plenty of time for your questions and comments. As I said, lots of great pet stuff to give away. So if your pet happens to be jumping, digging, scratching your favorite chair, cat forgot what the litter box is for, your dog is suffering with separation anxiety, your Himalayan's depressed, they're not housebroken, your dog hates other dogs, they chase anything that moves, take your dog for a walk and he turns into Cujo, or he believes that anything that comes near your home, he must hump, give me a call. Again, that's what this show is all about, helping you with your pets, helping your pets with you. The phone number, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through. I'll try to take some phone calls. As many of you know now, I also have Facebook Live going at the same time. If you want to watch how I do the show, it's Facebook Live, facebook.com/Warren Pet. Facebook.com/Warren Pet. If you want to shoot a question over there, I'll try to see if I can get to some of those questions as well. Again, the phone number here, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. And the question is, do you believe that our pets are a reflection of the people they live with? If you ever met my dog boy, you know how neurotic I am. Do you believe that our pets are a reflection of the people they live with? I want to know. Give me a call, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. As you know, lots of people showed up last week. I was doing this appearance at the Sepulveda Basin Off-Lead Dog Park. What an incredible group of people they are. There were many rescues there and lots of great groups and hundreds of dogs and hundreds of people. I got to answer. My throat was sore by the time I got home, Alex. I answered so many questions. Some of them were really interesting, but it was amazing to see all of these dogs. The last time I was there, I had to break up a little bit of a dog disagreement, but there were all these dogs there, and they were all getting along absolutely beautiful, and there was no problem whatsoever. So it was a great day. Hopefully, we'll be out doing some more of those as well. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number, 866-870-5752. Lots of good stuff coming up on today's show. As I said, lots of great stuff I'll be giving away, including some new items on the show as well. I'll be giving away some more T-shirts and those brand new products by Nature Vet. You know, their hemp allergy aid, the hemp calming, the hemp immune, the hemp joint. I'll be giving lots of that away on today's show as well. 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through. Plus, I got a lot of stories, a lot of news this week. Some of it horrible, some of it good. But if you're not with me on Facebook, you should be. Facebook.com/The Pet Show. I also share a lot of stuff there during the week as well. Here's an example of some of the insanity. You ready for this, Alex? I know you do a lot of selfies, right? I don't know why with that mug, but you do a lot of selfies. Anyway, a U.S. appeals court, not making this up, folks. So a U.S. appeals court on Monday favored humans over animals in a novel copyright lawsuit over a series of entertaining selfies taken by a monkey with a toothy grin. You got that right. The monkey took the phone, took selfies of himself, and now the monkey wants to own those pictures. Why shouldn't he? If a photographer took them, the photographer would own them, but not according to the U.S. Court of Appeals. Imagine being a judge in that case. U.S. copyright laws does not allow lawsuits that seek to give animals the rights to photographs or other original work Of course, the Ninth U.S. Circuit Court. Of course, copyright infringement can only be claimed on behalf of humans. The monkey took the pictures. He should own them. What do you think, Alex, right? The monkey took the pictures. Who should own the pictures? Alex is not saying a word. He's got his hands thrown up. From my perspective, though, if the monkey took the pictures, the monkey should own the picture. Just my opinion, guys. Just my opinion. What do you think? Some more crazy stuff coming up on the show as well. Phone number here, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Plenty of time for your calls. Lots of great stuff to give away. By the way, there's a new movie coming out. I think it's going to be on Netflix, and it's a remake of Benji, the movie. And if some of you remember the original Benji, who I had the opportunity of working with many years ago, he was trained by a guy, a real big guy named Frank Inn. And I did appearances all over the country with Benji and Frank. It was just an incredible dog and also a rescue dog. So there's a new Benji coming out. I'm glad to see that as well, because Benji is what I call a generic dog. And the more visual times people see generic dogs, the more apt they are to accept them and maybe go out and adopt them as well. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number, 866-870-5752. Do you believe that our pets are a reflection of the people that they live with? I do. You know, I joke about some of my celebrity clients over the years, and I remember years ago I was working with Lily Tomlin, who by far is one of the most incredible people I've ever met. Just an amazing lady. And I was working with her dog, which was a Norwich Terrier named Tess. And when I was working with the dog, and she living in Los Feliz at the time, I was actually living in New York, flying out here. The dog the dog had multiple personalities. The dog was like working with Sybil. I'm not making this up. One minute the dog was this way, the next minute the dog was that way. But then I realized watching Lily that Lily really focuses on practice, at least at that time, practicing many different personalities. You know, Ernestine 1 minute, she was this the next minute, that the next minute. And I think the dog picked up on that and took on many of the personalities that Lily was practicing. But she absolutely loved it. She also had a pet goat named Bucky that I worked with as well. Hey, the phone number here, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Plenty of time for your calls. Lots of great stuff to give away. Let me take a quick break. When I come back, we'll get to you, Dolores James. Also on the show today, just so you know, some of the items I will be giving away, I'll be giving away my own Hugs and Kisses vitamin mineral supplement treats. They've been around for 30 years. Don't take my word about how good they are. Go to my website, thepetshow.com, and read the testimonials. I'll be giving away the incredible Lucy Pet Food for Life, Kids and Pet Stain and Odor Remover, those amazing t-shirts. When I went to the event last week, lots of people wearing those t-shirts that said, "None of my friends walk upright," the ones I personally designed. Copies of my behavior books, Lucy Pet's Cat's Incredible Cat Litter, the best litter on the market, Arthrosuit Gold, Mushroom Max, Hemp seed oil for allergy, calming, immune, and joints as well. Everyone who calls in and gets through to me live will be getting one of these great gifts. 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Let me take a quick break, then we'll get right to your calls, I promise. And we are back on the Pet Show on Warren Eckstein. That phone number, 866-870-KRLA. 866-870-5752. I'm going to get right to the phones, but I want to tell you about the appearance last week. I was absolutely in shock when I showed up there, and I saw so many people wearing the None of My Friends Walk Upright t-shirts. By the way, they were asking me, are there any other colors? No, they're not. The t-shirts are black and white. And why are the t-shirts black and white? I explained to everyone. If you guys are regular listeners to the Pet Show, you know I'm not one of those people that's colorblind gray. I don't see colors at all. The colors I see are black and white. That's what I see in life, okay? So the bottom line is I designed these t-shirts, and everyone said, what color are you going to make them? Well, they're black and white because that's all I can see. But they have this great logo. It says, None of My Friends Walk Upright. These little animals running across. And by the way, the money from those t-shirts, I think they're like $15.99. The money from those t-shirts goes to help my own Hugs and Kisses Animal Fund. And if you're not familiar with Hugs and Kisses Animal Fund, that's the one I started after my wife passed away in 1990 when Faye passed away many, many years ago. She worked right alongside of me. And all the money that goes to Hugs and Kisses Animal Fund gets donated to the small organizations you've never heard of, but the small organizations around America and Canada that really do the bulk of rescue work. So check it out at the hugsandkissesanimalfund.org, or you can go to my website, thepetshow.com, order one of these t-shirts, and that money will help me continue doing what we've been doing for so many years, helping as many animals as I possibly can. Let's go to Los Angeles and Dolores. The phones are jam-packed already. Hey, Dolores, as soon as I get my mouse up there, we'll be with you. Hey, Dolores, welcome to the Pet Show.
Hello.
How are you today?
Oh, I'm fine. Need some advice here for my 13-pound Chihuahua mix.
13 pounds. What are you feeding him? Bricks? 13.
No, he's a mix, a
Okay.
Chihuahua mix.
He's a generic dog. Okay, so what's the problem with him?
Okay. Because I have a knee problem, I'm dealing with this step going from my back door to the ground. And a friend fixed me up with some additional steps out there. So I go down 3 steps now. And they're bricks. And they reach into the yard a ways. He does not want to use those steps at all. I've had those extra steps out there for myself now for a week. And he won't touch those steps. I put him on the brick steps, but it's just like they're red hot or something. He doesn't want to be on them. So now he's developed an ability to jump. He starts a running jump. And then
Not a good idea for a 13-year-old dog to do a running jump. Anyway, listen to me carefully. This can easily be resolved. What I'd like you to do is I would like you to get a couple of carpet. You know, you can get these little square things that kind of fit on steps for carpeting. I would put those, get 3 or 4 of them. I think you can buy them like at Target or Walmart for like $2 a piece. Put those on the steps. Then what I want you to do is kind of sit on the bottom step with the dog, not the top step, on the bottom step with the dog for a few minutes, then go to the second step, then to the 3rd step. Not all at one time, just a little bit every day. Put those carpets there so it feels like something he's familiar with under his feet. Put some treats on them as well. When he goes down to the bottom, give him a lot of praise, and little by little he'll gain that comfort. The other thing you may want to try, if it's a relatively narrow area, in other words, if the stairs are narrow, he may be fearful of falling down one side or the other. What you may want to do is get some cardboard or wood if you have a friend and put it alongside the stairs, so this way he doesn't see the sides, he doesn't feel like he's going to fall off, and he'll go straight down. I had to do the same thing with Cisco to get him to use his steps to go on the bed. So that's what you need to do. It's not that big a deal. If you're consistent, he'll be walking up the steps and down the steps in no time at all.
I don't understand these pieces of carpet you're talking about.
Well, like carpet remnants. Have you seen that? We ever see steps in a house where people have carpet on the steps, like runners?
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
you don't need the runner. You don't need the full thing. But in other words, you can buy the runners. I have them on my steps in the house because of Cisco's age. I guess they're about 2 foot wide, 2 foot long, and maybe 6 inches wide. And they just sit on the steps. They're non-skid, and the dog will feel comfortable. You can probably get them at any hardware store. You probably can get them at Osh.
Osh, okay.
All right, and yeah, if you can't find them, get a piece of carpet remnant at Osh and cut it up yourself. So just sit that carpet on there. He's not familiar with he's not thrilled about the bricks right now. Let's make him more thrilled. Are his nails nice and short, nice and clipped? Dolores?
Yes, what?
Are his nails clipped?
Well, no, not recently.
Okay, well, if the nails aren't clipped, that might be part of the problem also, going up and down the steps. So let's get the nails trimmed. Let's put the carpet down there. Follow my advice. Call me back if it's not working. But
Well, I can't sit on those little steps myself. With knee problems, I can't get up and down those little steps.
Well, can you have a friend do it? The same friend that came over and built them?
Well, possibly.
Here's the bottom line, okay? If you can't sit on them yourself, that's fine. Stand there, but put them on the step with you on a leash. Stand there with them. There's always a way around it, okay? There's no excuses for not getting to do it. That's what I want you to do. I'm a little fearful that he might break a leg or hurt himself jumping off.
Well, that's right. I think so, too, because he's jumping too far, and he seems to have arthritis in one leg.
Well, I'm going to send you something for the arthritis, but right now I want you to get him on that carpet, okay? That's important. Give me a call back. I'm going to put you on hold. Give me a call back in a couple of weeks if it's not working, but if you follow my advice, this is one of the more common questions I get. It will work, and I am going to send you, Stephen, we're going to send her some of that hemp seed oil for joint health. That hemp seed oil for joint health. It's a brand new product on the market from my good friends over at Nature Vet. The response I've been hearing is amazing. So some hemp seed oil to help those joints will be on its way. And by the way, it has lots of glucosamine, chondroitin, MSM, great stuff in that product as well. Phone number here, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. I'm going to take a quick break in a minute. When I come back, I got James, Carolyn, Laura, Jeff, Madeline. I'm going to get to your calls. Lots of great stuff to give away, I promise. I read this story this week, and it absolutely made me cry. I mean, I was bawling like a baby in my office. Even Cisco came running in to see what was wrong. Listen carefully how cruel people can be. When Toby's family no longer wanted him, they gave him to another family. But Toby missed them and actually walked 12 miles back to his home. And when he arrived, he was met with the heartbreak. The family he thought that loved him and took him to a shelter and asked the staff at the shelter to please kill the dog, euthanize him. They don't want him anymore. Luckily, a local SPCA heard about the story. They jumped in, and he's willing, if any dog that's willing to walk 12 miles to find the people that it loved really deserves a home. So now Toby was in a foster home, and he will be finding that permanent home. Now, I would just like to sit with these people in 5 minutes and find out what is their mental thought. This dog loved them. So they give the dog away. All right, some things happen, and that may have to be the way it is. But then the dog walked 12 miles back to be with them. And they take the dog after doing that and bring him to a shelter and tell the people at the shelter to kill their dog? I'll never, ever, 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 ever understand human beings. That's why my background is working with animals. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number, 866-870-5752. Great time to give me a call. I'm going to take a quick break. When we come back, James, Carolyn, Laura, Jeff, and Madeline got some great stuff to give away. Plenty of time for your calls. And the question of the day is, do you believe that our pets are a reflection of the people that they live with? Spend 5 minutes with Cisco and you'll see how psychotic I am. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. If you go online looking at pictures of cute puppies and other animals for sale, think twice before sending any money. Investigators now believe at least 80, listen to the number, 80% of posts advertising pets on the internet are fake. 80% of the posts advertising pets on the internet may be fake. So if you're looking for a dog, you're looking for a cat, you're looking for a pet, you know where to go. The local humane society, the local shelter, the stray on the street, the local rescue, any place. That's where you should get a dog. But in other words, first of all, you shouldn't buy a dog. There are so many dogs and cats that need homes. So you need to buy a dog. What you do is you need to adopt a dog. And believe me, they'll pay you back every day for the rest of their lives. But that's a true story. 80% of dogs and cats for sale on internet are fake. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. Hey, James in Thousand Oaks, welcome to the Pet Show.
Hey, Warren, how's it going?
It's going great. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Hey, great show.
Thank you.
I just wanted to tell you that I listen to you all the time.
Get a life, will you, James? Get a life. You listen to me all the time.
Well, as much as I can.
There you go.
But, you know, you got a lot of great knowledge. But, you know, I have a story to add to one about where you were just talking about where somebody was abandoned, just real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
When I was about 10 years old, a buddy of mine, his father wanted to take me to a hockey game, and he wasn't going to go. And he grabbed their family cat, and he threw it in the trunk of the car. And we lived in Canoga Park. We went from Canoga Park down to the Forum. And he dropped the cat out at the Forum. And I'm like, wow, why is this happening? But anyway, so I figured it out later. Obviously, I was about 10 or 11 years old. So
what a jerk. What a jerk that guy was.
Yeah, totally, right? So about a month later, I was over at their house, and this cat showed up, the one that was dropped off at the Forum.
Wow.
Now, that's a long ways, first of all, from Canoga Park to the Forum. And I know this sounds unbelievable, but the women in the house were so excited. And I remember looking at the dad's face, like him going, what the heck? But I just thought that would be a great story.
Well, it is a great story, and what how can any? I don't understand it. Maybe I'm naive. I've been in this field of animals for a lot of years, and I've seen everything and worked with everything from breaking up dog fights to cockfights to other type of fights. I don't understand how a human being can take an animal or any living thing and place it in jeopardy. It just doesn't make any sense to me. If you can't keep an animal, there are alternatives. You can find homes, you can find rescues, you can find fosters. They're difficult, but they're there. But to just take a dog or a cat that's lived in a home that was provided for and now kind of throw it out in the wild. Are you still friendly with this guy?
Yeah, he's about 90 years old now. But, you know, when it happened, you know, and I didn't understand why he did it. And I never, you know, he was much older than me, and I never talked to him about it. But
gosh,
I did share it with his son later. And you know, what I'm reminded of the most, though, Warren, is his face when he saw that cat. You just can't imagine this guy's face when he saw that cat.
There were times I wish cats had a middle finger, you know? I'm just saying. Can I say that, Alex? I did, right?
Well, okay, so I have two rescues and they're brothers, they're cats, and they are completely different. And to your point of, owners being the same. I know dogs are this way a lot, but we named our cats Loki and Thor. I don't know if you know who they are.
No, I don't.
But
Tell me.
they're superheroes. Thor's a superhero. You know, it's the Marvel stuff, and then Thor's his bad brother. I mean, Loki is. Anyway, so one of our cats is totally crazy.
Just so you know, my superhero growing up was Mighty Mouse. Just so you know, okay?
I love it. So, but my daughter is a lot like the one cat, and my wife is like the other one. The one is real prankster, crazy, and then the other one is a real scaredy cat. I know that's where the word comes from. But the one that is the scaredy cat, he scratches everything that he can. I mean, banisters, couch, everything but the scratching post and the things that we've purchased for them to scratch.
Well, here's your job for the day, okay? What your job for the day is, James, and this may sound a little crazy, and you know I would never, ever sound crazy on this show. But here's what I'd like you to do. I'd like you to get down on all fours, crawl around your house, look at your house from the cat's point of view, see how interesting it is. Now, you might have gone out and spent $100 and bought a scratching post, or $50 and bought a scratching post. You know what? After a day or two, it's still the same scratching post. The cat doesn't care what the price tag is. So you hear me talk about this often, okay? Cats are nomadic by nature. They need change in their environment constantly, and they go nuts. So by bringing those cardboard boxes and paper bags in from like Ralph's and Albertsons and all these different places, Bristol Farms, what you're doing is you're bringing all these incredible smells into the house, attracting your cat over there, and the cat, when he gets these smells, he's going to want to claim them. And the way cats claim is they have glands on the bottom of their feet, so they will claim them by scratching on them. And you can change them every couple of days. The boxes are free. They don't cost you anything. Be creative, you know, put tunnels in them, put some carpet on them. But that's number one. Number two, I noticed from my computer, it says he's doing a lot of scratching around the banisters and the tables. Here's what I would do. Take some wide strips of double stick tape, put the double stick tape in the areas where the cat is most apt to scratch, not on what he's scratching, but where he has to step to scratch. This way he'll walk on it. The double stick tape kind of sticks to their feet a little bit like kitty fly paper. It's not going to hurt them, but he'll get the idea that perhaps this is not the way to go. Now, if all else fails, the sure cure, you ready for this?
Go.
Balloons.
Balloons.
Yeah, see, I told you I'd never sound crazy. Listen to me. Take a couple of balloons, blow the balloons up, scotch tape the balloon to the banister where the cat is scratching, or to the bottom chair or table where the cat is scratching. Spray them down with a product like Bitter Yuck. This way now, what's going to happen? When the cat goes to scratch the banister, the balloon's going to break. He's going to look up and say, oh man, God corrected me. And he'll get the idea that maybe this isn't the place to go. That's the correction, which I hate using. More importantly, if you start using more boxes and changing them and being creative and growing some organic catnip and other green plants, you'll be absolutely fine. He's only scratching as a territorial claim, and what happens now is that everything in the house is his. If you bring new things in, you can distract him to scratch and put his claim on the new things and leave the old things alone. It's that simple.
You know what, Warren, you're exactly right. Whenever we get boxes from anything, we bring them in the house, and these cats fight over being in the box.
Why do people sound so confused when they have to say, Warren, you're right? I don't understand.
No, it's great. I mean, my wife throws boxes in here, and they live in those boxes for like a week or two. They'll bounce around.
That's and they're free. You change them every day. It's like the jungle for the cats, you know?
Yeah, I can see that. And they scratch too with them. You know, they scratch the boxes, which is, and my wife also got those cat box bottoms. They're made out of cardboard, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. But they don't have the smell. You know, if you go to Vons or Ralph's, wherever you go, you know, one box is going to smell like chicken, one box is going to smell like lettuce, not romaine though, okay? The next box is going to smell like this. So in other words, every time you bring in a new box, not only is it something new, but it's something that is incredibly different in terms of smell, and that's how cats relate to things, via smell. I hope that helps you there, James.
Oh, great insight. One last thing.
Go ahead.
We started trimming his claws, and you know, and it helps, but the fact is it's so hard to trim his claws. He's like a wild animal for us to hold him down, and to get him out of the house, to go get him trimmed professionally is worse than us trimming him. You have any ideas?
I have a lot of ideas. Yeah, it would take me a while, but here's what you need to do. First of all, you need to start massaging the feet. You know what, better yet, can I send you a copy of my book?
Yes.
I'm going to send you a copy of How to Get Your Cat to Do What You Want, and I want you to read the chapter on clipping your cat's nails and how to do it and how to get them accustomed to it. Right off the bat, a little tip though is take the nail clipper, Don't use it. Just put it alongside his food dish. Don't use it, just leave it there. So there's a positive association with the clipper, and little by little in the book, it'll explain to you exactly what you need to do.
Oh, awesome. So wonderful.
James, give him a hug and a kiss. I'm going to put you on hold. We're going to send you a copy of How to Get Your Cat to Do What You Want. I appreciate that phone call. That phone number, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Plenty of time for your calls. Still got Lucy pet food to give away. Cat's Incredible, Author Suit Gold, hugs and kisses, T-shirts, books. Great time to call me. I will help you cope with your pets or help your pets cope with you because I know how difficult it is living with human beings. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. I would rather be a mule. My favorite animal in the whole, I told you, my bucket list is to go to Mule Days in Bishop, California. I've never been there, but I want to go to Mule Days in Bishop, California. I had the opportunity of working with mules over the years, and just amazing. One of the smartest animals out there, and quite honestly, adorable too. Hey, the phone number here at the Pet Show, 866-870-KRLA. The phones are jam-packed. I'm going to get to you, Chris in Valencia, Steve in Long Beach, Laura in Napa Valley. Right now, I'm going to go to, let's go to Madeline in Los Angeles. Hey, Madeline, welcome to the show.
Oh, thanks, Warren. I appreciate it. I'm a new pet mommy, and I have a little Havanese.
A little Cuban dog. Does he understand Spanish as well?
Maybe, but I don't speak Spanish, so we'll never know.
I guess.
He does understand English, but he doesn't always follow instructions.
Neither do I. I understand English, and I don't always follow instructions either. That's what life's all about. Every once in a while, you got to misbehave a little bit.
Well, he's nippy.
Okay.
Problem.
How old is the dog, Madeline?
4.5 months.
Okay, he's teething at this point. It's kind of
He
just
is teething, correct.
Okay, he's coming out of that teething stage right now, but the bottom line is sometimes when a dog is teething, they'll go through a latent psychological teething where even though physically they're through, they're still doing it. However, in your case, he's still teething. So what we need to take into consideration is his mouth really hurts like heck. If it were a baby, the first thing you would do if you had a teething child, you'd run to the pharmacy or the supermarket, you'd get a teething ring, you'd put it in the freezer and give the frozen teething ring to the baby because the teething or the ice will numb the gums. What you need to do right now, nothing like a teething ring, nothing like cloth. Get some of the dog toys, put a little cheese whiz on the end or a little bit of gravy, just a little bit. Keep those in the freezer. Give the dog the frozen toys to play with. The frozen toys will help eliminate the pain that's going on in his mouth. But also important is when the dog is mouthing or chewing on your hands, we have a tendency to pull away and say, no, knock it off. Wait till daddy comes home. By pulling your hands away, you're creating a game, the game he played with other puppies. So when the dog is being really mouthy with you, just get up and walk away. Get up and walk away. Start your base. Have you started your basic training yet?
She wants all the shots, and it's another month before.
But you can start training in the house. You can move the training outside later, but you can start training inside right now. The same intelligence it takes for the puppy to learn how to do something wrong can be used to teach the puppy how to do something right.
I am training, but we'll also be going to school.
Oh, okay, good. But as long as you're training in the house. So the frozen toys is really important. More exercise. When he's really being mouthy, just get up and walk away, and you'll start noticing that if he's not getting any attention for it, don't say a word. If he's not getting any attention for it, he will stop doing it. But right now, it's a physical thing because the teeth hurt, they're cutting. Therefore, the frozen toys will help you an awful lot.
Okay, so now I have a question. Do I get dog toys and put them in the freezer? I mean, what do I ask for when I go to the pet shop?
I don't get any type of dog toy you want. We could be like, a little piece of rawhide if you want, but only American-made rawhide, okay? Because the rawhide from other countries is not so good. American-made rawhide. You can take some of his fluffy toys and put those in. But I prefer the rawhide because the fluffy toys sometimes they'll chew on too much. Just a little flavor on them. Let him chew them. And if you're around and you can actually watch him, if you want to let him lick on an ice cube while you hold it for a couple of seconds, that'll be fine as well.
Okay, so I go to the I have all kinds of toys. They're rope and
take some of the rawhide
toy from the pet store that is able to be frozen, correct?
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be frozen, just ice cold. So I don't care if it freezes or not. So try some of the rawhide. I got to move on. That's what I want you to try. I'm going to put you on hold, and I am also going to send you some bitter yuck. I want you to take some bitter yuck, and when you're playing with the dog, put some bitter yuck on your hands. He'll also learn not to bite on your hands, but more importantly, exercise is critical. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. You're back on the Pet Show. Here's the deal, folks. I got a break for the top of the hour. We come back. Laura, Carol, Bess, Steve, Chris, you'll all be my calls. I got great stuff to give away. Hugs and kisses, Lucy Pet Food, Kids and Pets, T-shirts and books. Just a quick break for the top of the hour, then right back at you. The phone number 866-870-KRLA. And remember, if you want to watch it on Facebook, it's facebook.com/WarrenPet. Quick break, then right back to you answering all of your pet and animal questions. I'm Warren Eckstein. You're listening to The Pet Show. And welcome back to the second hour of The Pet Show. I am Warren Eckstein. This is it, folks. America's first and only real pet psychology, training, behavior, and, of course, pet lifestyle show. Got a question or comment? Want to just brag about your pet? Great time to give me a call. Just a reminder, everyone that does call in will get a great gift thanks to my sponsors. The phone number here at The Pet Show, 866-870-KRLA. 866-870-5752. Plenty of time for your calls. Lots of great stuff to give away. If you know some people that are out of the area, they can watch the show as I do it and listen by going to facebook.com/WarrenPet. And those listening at WarrenPet Facebook, just so you know, when I go to commercial break, you'll be hearing music. So don't get confused. You'll hear music when I go to commercials, and you'll hear my voice when I come back. If you like to. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. Plenty of time for your calls. Lots of great stuff to give away. As I said, many of the items are given away are $20, $30, $40 and more. So it's a great time to give me a call, 866-870-5752. Let me get right back to the busy phone lines here. Let's go to Apple Valley and Laura. Hey, Laura, welcome to the show.
Hi.
How you doing?
Hi, how you doing?
I'm doing great.
Okay. I have a cat. Okay, first of all, I live in a mobile home. I have a cat. He's a part Siamese cat, and he's only house cat. And he slipped out. I don't know how. I mean, it just happened.
Where is the cat now, Laura?
Okay. He's been gone for 24 days.
Wow.
And I almost gave up on him, but I've been calling him all the time. I leave food outside, and it's gone in the morning. Except there are stray cats here too, so I don't know if it was him or the other cats. And I've been looking for him. I was afraid he got out behind the fence.
But let me ask you a question. Now, the cat's been gone for 24 days. Has there been anyone? Has anyone seen the cat?
Yes, at first.
But I'm talking about now. I'm talking about recently.
No,
Okay.
not at all.
Listen, Laura, listen to me, okay?
But there is a new development. This morning, I got out the back door, that's where he got out, and I seen like a swoosh, and I seen his tail. He's got a very distinct tail.
Okay, so you saw him this morning. I don't want to run out of time, so listen to me carefully. I want to tell you how to get your cat back, okay? Your cat got out. He's been out for 24 days. What I'd like you to do is, with the food that you put outside, leave the area where he escaped from. Leave the back door, whatever door open during the day when you're home or in the evening when you can sit around. Make a trail of food. Don't just put his food outside. Put a little bit in one bowl, a foot after that, another one, a foot after that, another one, a foot after that, another one, till you have some bowls inside your home as well. Let him get comfortable with coming back into the house. Once he does that, probably should have the problem over and done with. However, if that's not working, what I recommend that you do is work with some of the feral cat organizations. Even though this is not a feral cat, what they do is they have a heart traps. They can trap the cat. If it's not your cat, they can release it, trap the cat, and bring him back into the house. That's what you need to do.
That's exactly what I figured.
That's what you need to do.
I saw him. He went. He's like 20 feet away and has been there all this time, I figured.
Laura, I understand the cat's away, okay? We understand the cat is lost. I want to get your cat back. I don't want to focus on the cat is lost. We know that. So you saw the cat this morning. That's a good sign, which means, knock on wood, he's alive and doing okay. Yes, my advice to you is, in order to get your cat back into your home, what you need to do is take that food and bring it into the house, little bit at a time. Take some articles of your clothing. Does the cat have a bed in your house?
I even left his cat box outside.
That was not a great idea. Does he have a bed in the house?
Yes, I do.
Take his bed and put it on the inside of your door, maybe 3 or 4 feet away from the door. Yes. Put the door in there. Leave some unwashed articles of your clothing out there. Yes. Contact some of the local rescue groups. I'm sure they'll work with you in Apple Valley. There's an awful lot over there. They will help you out. But that's the way you're going to get the cat back. Little by little, leave the door, leave the food, have them come into the house, reestablish that relationship, and you should be fine. Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Don't go in there. I'm going to put you on hold, and I am going to send you You know what? I'm going to send you some kids and pets coupon for kids and pets stain and odor remover. My heart breaks for you. I understand that, but it's so dangerous when our cats do get outside. But again, bringing the cat back in, that's the best way to do it. A little bit at a time. If you try to force it and it gets away again, it's going to keep them away a little bit longer. So also for groups out there, I mean, there are groups out there that do TNR, even though this is not a feral cat. Sometimes they'll help you out. And let's get this cat home. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. 866-870-5752. Hey, Chris in Valencia, welcome to the show.
Good morning, Warren. Thank you for talking to me this morning.
It's my pleasure. What's up?
I called you a few weeks ago, and I had a dog that didn't bark, and she still hasn't barked. I think I figured out why. I think she's deaf.
Is it a white dog?
No, it's a light brown dog. It's a brown pit bull.
Okay, what makes you think she's deaf?
Well, when she can't see me, I can make all the noise in the world. This morning, she was right outside my front door. I have a metal screen door, and I was banging on that loud enough for my neighbors to complain. She didn't bat an eye. As soon as she saw me, she woke up, and she was just as happy as could be. That's what I think.
What if you clap your hands behind her?
Makes no difference. If she doesn't see me, she doesn't react no matter what I do.
Okay, so it is very possible that the dog is not hearing well, or the dog may be deaf, something your vet would be able to judge as well. But generally speaking, if you have a dog that's deaf, either they don't bark or they bark very, very loud, especially a dog that lost its hearing, because once it heard themselves bark early on and then the hearing starts to dissipate, they bark louder because they're not hearing it the same way. But it's not uncommon for a dog that's either deaf or has a low hearing capabilities not to bark at all. So it may be difficult to get this dog to bark, but in other words, if she's not going to bark because she's deaf, you're just going to have to live with her and love her just the same. I'm sure you will, Chris.
Oh, I'll love her just the same. And just treat her like any other dog and just love her to death. And there's nothing really to do, is there?
Listen, my dog Cisco is 16 years old now. About a year ago, Cisco lost his hearing. Cisco is not totally deaf, but pretty much out there. So there are other things you can do. For example, what I do is you can take a high-intensity flashlight, and you can get the dog to respond to a flashlight. So if the dog's in the yard at night and she doesn't see you, you can shoot the flashlight, bring that light back towards you, and teach you to come to the light when she sees you. There's a lot of things that you can do, and I've had so many dogs in my lifetime that were either deaf or blind, three legs, whatever. It doesn't make any difference. If she's hearing challenged, you can use a very high intensity light. Practice with that, using it with maybe a hand signal to come to you, and little by little, when she sees the light, she'll know exactly what that means, and that could really save her life in the future as well.
Thank you very much.
Hey, Chris, don't go anywhere. I'm going to put you on hold. You got a lovely pit bull, and you're in Valencia. I am going to send you a great gift. I'm going to send you some Lucy Pet Formulas for Life, pet food, nothing better on the market for your dog, and it'll be on its way. And give that dog a big hug and a kiss for me. 866-870-KRLA. You know, it's amazing to me how many of my listeners live with dogs or have adopted dogs or cats with a lot of challenges. One of my friends runs an organization out of Maryland called Pets with Disabilities. Just an incredible lady. I met her years ago. I think it was the first two dogs that I brought her two dogs. I think it was the first two dogs that were ever on television. It was on the Today Show. First two dogs ever on TV in wheelchairs. In fact, I wrote the foreword for a book. Just incredible work. So there's no such things as challenges that can't be overcome. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number 866-870-5752. Let me go to Steve in Long Beach. Hey, Steve, welcome to the show.
Yeah, hi, Warren. I was just calling about my cat. It's an indoor-outdoor cat. She's about 7 years old, I'd say, and she just started this new behavior. Used to be I'd let her in and she would just run to her food dish, and now what she does is rubs against my feet. She'll rub the top of her head against my bare feet and then lick my toes.
You have a problem? You have a problem with that, Steve?
Well, she just hangs around, and then I'm afraid I'm going to trip over her.
No, I'm just joking. Here, let me tell you what's going on. First of all, I'm not a big fan of the indoor-outdoor scenario. Okay, I'd rather be indoor.
Yeah, I know, but I've heard you for a long time, but I'm not going to change it. I like it better. But anyway,
okay. Well, I'll see how much you like it when she doesn't come back one day. We'll see how much you like it at that point. But listen to me carefully, Steve. Let me tell you why she's doing it, okay? Because that's what you asked. The reason she's coming to the household and reacting this way is very possible she's picked up some different scents outside of maybe male cats, other female cats. cats in season. And what she's doing by coming into the house and rubbing her head on you is putting her scent all over your feet. And the strongest scent of a human being is usually at their head or at their feet. So she's putting her scent down there. The fact that she's licking your feet as well is a sign of her feeling a little bit insecure, coming inside and reestablishing that relationship that she had early on in kittenhood with other litter mates and her mother by licking as well. So that's why the licking, that's why the head rub, not uncommon with an indoor-outdoor cat. I understand you want to let her go outdoors, and I understand they enjoy the great outdoors, but something you may want to consider, and I know you've been listening to me, Steve, and I can tell from your voice that you absolutely love this cat. If you love this cat, what I would suggest doing is try to make the indoors of your home as interesting as the outdoors, so this way she can be safe. The bottom line is this, okay, how old is your cat?
I'd say she's 6 or 7.
Okay, the average lifespan of a cat that goes outdoors is 6 to 8 years. The average lifespan of a cat that lives indoors is 15 to 16 years. So your option, your choice. I'm not going to try to
respond to that. My last cat was indoor outdoor, and she lived to be 19.
There's always difference of opinions. However, you were very lucky with that cat. Sure. But I can quote you literally right now. I can sit down and tell you about dozens and dozens of cats and dogs, especially cats that were indoor outdoor, that either were taken by coyotes, killed by stray dogs in the neighborhood, run over by a car, got some type of disease, got attacked by another cat. So knock on wood, you've been a real lucky guy. And I only hope, Steve, for your sake, that the luck keeps going. But anyway, that is why she's doing it. I would not try to resolve it at this point. I'm going to put you on hold, and I am going to send you, Steve, you know what? I'm going to send you a copy of the cat book. I know you're not going to read it, but I'm going to send you a copy of the cat book, How to Get Your Cat to Do What You Want. I'd love you to read the chapter. I know you disagree with me. You want to let your cat be an indoor-outdoor cat. That's up to you. That's your option entirely. A lot of people do that. I was an indoor-outdoor cat person, maybe in the 60s and 70s, maybe in the 50s, but not now. It's way too dangerous. I hear the horror stories. It's up to you. It's your choice. Read the cat book if you decide to make the change. If you have any questions, give me a call back. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through. Let me take a quick break. When we come back, we got Bess, we got Carol, we got Dennis, we got Jerry. We're going to get to all your calls, I promise. So we got lots of great stuff to give away as well. If someone wants to comment about the indoor-outdoor thing, give me a call as well. I mean, some people agree with me. Some people disagree with me. Maybe it's because I hear so many horror stories every single day, Steve. Maybe that's why my reaction is different than yours. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number, 866-870-5752. And we are back on The Pet Show. I'm Warren Eckstein. Great time to give me a call. Still got lots of great stuff to give away. Hugs and kisses, Lucy pet food, t-shirts, books, author suit, gold. Cat's Incredible. That phone number, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through. Plenty of time for your calls. So got lots of great stuff to give away as well. Let me just tell you this for a second. You ever wonder why your cat is a hoarder? You ever watch a TV show, Hoarding, where they bring everything and they leave it at home? Well, listen to me carefully. In the domestic situation, depositing dead animals on the front doorstep is probably one of the most well-known forms of cat gathering behavior. This behavior is presumably a reflection of what goes on in nature. Since cats regard their guardians as maternal figures, we groom them, we feed them like their moms, it can also be a sign of affection and bonding that a cat feels for her owner. Now, carrying non-food items like stuffed toys to the feeding area and dropping them or near the food or water bowl is also fairly common, and some people believe, like I do, it's the cat is retrieving a kitten facility, while other things, it's a prey motivation involved as well. So it's important that you know why they do that. Sometimes they're thanking you. I believe that in my heart, but sometimes it's just instinctive behavior. 866-870-KRLA. The phones are jamming. We're going to get to all your calls, I promise. Right now it's Bess in Altadena. Hey, Bess, welcome to the Pet Show.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I've been listening to you for so long, and I just love that I'm talking to you today.
Well, it's my pleasure. I've been waiting to talk to you all week, Bess. What can I do to help you out?
So I have 3 dogs, and it was sort of accidental. We ended up with 3, but I wouldn't give it up for $1 million. My second dog is a 7-year-old Chihuahua mix. He's actually Chihuahua Pit Bull mix. And when we brought the third dog in, she's a 85-pound Pit Bull mix. And she was a baby when she came, and her first 2 years with us were a lot of work for her and for us. She was very sick, very needy. And the second, our boy, Lewis, has had a hard time with having her, and now he's spending most of his time sort of feeling like he needs to show his dominance over her.
Let me just start right. I know I'm preaching to the choir, but everyone's spayed and neutered, correct?
Of course,
okay.
yes.
All right, just double check. Let me ask you a question. Honestly, now you have 3 dogs. Pitbull and Chihuahua makes got to be something to look at. I got to tell you, Beth.
He is.
I can imagine. How much time do they spend in your home or in your yard?
They're almost always in our home because they're created during the day when my husband mostly works from home. So if they're left alone, they're created. And he's home with them, or I'm home with them, or our 2 children are home with them.
Okay, but and then in other words, but when you let them out for exercise, it's in the backyard?
The backyard, and then they all get lots of walks. Yeah.
When you say lots of walks, how do they react with each other when you're walking the 3 of them?
Well, we generally unless we make a whole family outing with it, they all get separate walks.
Okay, first of all, by giving them separate walks, what you're actually doing is maybe creating more animosity on one of the dog's part, because he goes out there, gets a smell of all these other dogs and feels the need to come back and be dominant. So what I would recommend that you do, if possible, maybe once or twice a week, I know everyone's crazy, everyone's busy, but if you can take the 3 dogs out together, and the reason I say that is because the more time they spend with each other on neutral territory, the easier they're going to get along with each other. So that's important to remember. So I would spend as much
neutral territory, meaning out of the house and yard.
Yeah, in other words, a park, a beach, a neighbor's yard, someplace different than when you would normally walk with them. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2 is also important that it's only the one that's not getting along with the other one. The other 2 get along with each other.
Yes, in fact, the oldest one gets along with everybody. He stays separate from everyone and doesn't care even when those 2 are.
Yeah, and also just so you know, I am not a big fan of crating. I don't have this belief that our dogs should be incarcerated, and I have no desire to be a warden. However, I understand you're crating them at this point. I'm not going to make you change that. You can do whatever you feel comfortable doing. However, sometimes by crating 3 dogs in a home when you're not there because they can't be with each other, and I understand why, till the problem's resolved, you're actually creating more animosity. It's like 2 kids that want to play but can't get to each other, or want to wrestle and they can't get to each other. But I don't want you to uncrate them now. I would have never started with crates in the beginning. I think the resolution to your problem, Bess, is pretty easy. If you spend more time with them on neutral territory, I think you'll start noticing that their reaction towards each other will really, really start to change. And even if you want to if the older one stays away, if you just want to take the 2 of them for a walk together, that would be beneficial as well. As I said, because this way they're not focused on each other, they're focused on the new location, the new smells, and therefore little by little they'll be more accepting of each other when they come back home. Should work out fine for you.
Oh, that's brilliant. That is exactly the opposite of what I've been doing, and I was very nervous. So thank you.
I don't know if brilliant. I don't know if brilliant is the word I would use. So let me.
It is. I kept trying to give Lewis extra attention, and then it seemed like it was making it worse. Margot, the baby, gets a lot of extra attention because she had so many issues. So my husband definitely spoils her. And I think that we've probably been making it worse, and I've been worried about their older age when he's going to get even grumpier. So
well, hopefully you keep him mentally stimulated, give him a lot of stuff to do, work with him. But our neutral territory is going to make all the difference in the world for you.
That's awesome. Okay.
Can I send you something? Can I send you something?
We would love whatever you got. My son was in the car with me, and I had to drop him off, and he's going to be bummed he missed it because he said, we might get something.
Oh, yeah, let me tell you, first you got to answer my question. Do you believe that our pets are a reflection of the people they live with?
Absolutely.
Really? So you occasionally
all of my animals, I think that the people and the animals help each other be better.
So you snap at your husband once in a while too, then, Beth.
Once what?
I said you snap at your husband too once in a while, then.
Oh, for sure, yes.
Listen, here's
But
what I'm
I
going to...
try not to growl constantly.
Yeah,
so
listen.
That was actually my worry, is one of us is growling all the time, and who is it?
You're talking to the wrong guy. I can tell you a quick story, okay? When I drive around, this is Los Angeles, okay? And you know, I'm from New York, where people would yell at each other when they drive. Here, they shoot each other when they cut each other off. So the bottom line is I really do this. I bark and growl at people when I drive by if they cut me off or something. I literally do bark and growl. You know what? It's worked because they think I'm this crazy. Who is this guy growling and barking at me? Anyway, listen, Bess, don't go in. I'm going to put you on hold, Bess, and I'm actually going to send you a jar of my own Hugs and Kisses vitamin mineral supplements to keep those guys in the best shape ever. The phone number here, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Plenty of time for your calls. Lots of great stuff to give away. We got Carol. We're going to get to Carol in a second in West Hill. She's got a dog that doesn't like walking on the floor. We got Dennis, who wants to know how to get his dog used to the new food. We got Pasadena. We got Santa Clarita. We'll get to all your calls, 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. Just a couple of reminders before I take this break. Number one is I do share a lot of information during the week, and people are saying, how can we follow you during the week? There's several different ways. Number one, you can go to my YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/Warren Eckstein, youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. You can now follow me on Twitter as well, Twitter @Warren Eckstein. You can also follow me on Facebook at facebook.com/The Pet Show. Or you can actually shoot me an email at mail@thepetshow.com, mail@thepetshow.com. Again, the phone number here, 866-870-KRLA. The phones are jam-packed. A quick break, then right back to your phone calls. And we are back on The Pet Show. I'm Warren Eckstein. Love the music Alex is playing today. Hey, the phone number, 866-870-KRLA. Let me get right back to the phones. Just a reminder, check out the website. A lot of new information there at thepetshow.com. A lot of the products you hear me talk about now are available on my website as well. And just remember that shipping on my website, never more than $5 on any of the products you order. Back to the busy phone lines here. We are going to Carol in West Hills. Then we got Dennis in Norwalk, Mel in Encino, Jerry in Santa Clarita. But right now, Carol, you're on The Pet Show. How are you?
I'm great. How about yourself?
Super. What can I do for you?
I have a dog who, if we try to take her like to the pet store, she will not go on the floor.
Now, your home, is it all carpeted?
No, there's some spots that are not carpeted, but we put like runners down, and she likes, right now she's laying on the tile floor.
Yeah. So in other words, is it just when you go to the pet store, or doesn't make any difference?
Any store,
okay,
or house or any place.
Let me ask you a question. When she's walking on tile or wood, can you hear her nails?
Yes, and we have clipped her nails, and she does the same thing whether they're clipped or not.
Are they clipped to the point where they're not touching the floor?
Yes.
Okay, so that's one thing. And how long have you had the dog, and what type of dog is it?
She's a golden retriever, and we've had her for almost 8 years.
And how old was she when you got her?
Well, we don't really know. She was a rescue from Taiwan.
A rescue from Taiwan. Interesting. So there could be a couple of different things going on here. It's very, very possible that how old was she when she came from Taiwan, did you say?
Somewhere between 1 and 3.
Okay, it's very possible in Taiwan she might have been kept on tile or concrete, might have been really uncomfortable with her. That could be a possibility. There are a couple of things you can try doing, okay? Number one, this may sound a little crazy, but if you go to the same pet store over and over again, what you may want to do is just take a little throw rug with you, take it to the pet store, and at a quiet time during the day, just go to that pet store with the throw rug and just kind of walk in, put the rug down, let her sit there and get comfortable on that rug. And then little by little, you can kind of move the rug to different areas and get her adjusted to walking. Now, ultimately, this is going to take a lot of time. What I'm also going to recommend that you do is in the areas of your home that are not carpeted, just sit on the floor with the dog. Just sit there. Don't make her get up or walk around. Just sit on the floor with her. Now, my feeling is she either took a really bad spill once. She associates of the leaving of Taiwan, maybe leaving her wherever she was in Taiwan, if it was a good home, whatever, I don't know, but maybe she associates the concrete or the tile with a negative experience. Let me give you an example. I don't want to get too deep into the psychology, but when I was studying in Europe and training in Europe, one of the things we found out is that dogs learn through the associative memory. So if we have a dog that had a bad experience with something, even 5, 6, 7 years ago, it may not know exactly what that experience was, but it will associate that something negative happened with that experience. That experience probably, from my perspective, happened on either a tile floor or a concrete floor. So I would try to throw rugs, bring them around maybe to a friend's house first that has a concrete floor or a tile floor, and little by little, let her start feeling comfortable standing on that throw rug, and I think eventually she'll start building up her confidence. And you can sit there with her little by little. Don't try to force her, a little bit at a time, and she'll come around. I worked with many dogs that have had phobias, some about carpeting, some about tile, some about concrete. So little by little, you need to work with her and just make sure every time it's ended on a positive note, and she'll come around.
Sounds good.
That's what you need to do. And bless you for taking this. Why was she sent from Taiwan? Do you know?
They breed them and they throw them out in the streets, and then a couple rescues them, and China Air brings them over to California.
Yeah. You know, I have friends. I have a friend that's bringing a lot of dogs over right now from Puerto Rico after the hurricane. There's so many stray dogs that they're bringing over. I just would people in the world would just take the time and the opportunity to understand how incredibly sensitive, how incredibly emotional, and that dogs and cats have personalities just like people, and to abuse them that way is absolutely ludicrous, especially when I have the answer like spay and neutering. Anyway, great call, Carol. By the way, don't go anywhere. I'm going to put Carol on hold, and for her golden retriever, you know, Carol, I'm going to send you some Orthosoothe Gold, okay? Orthosoothe Gold, keep those hips and joints in the best shape ever. Hey, the phone number here at the Pet Show, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. We're going to shoot over to Dennis in Norwalk. Hey, Dennis, welcome to the show.
Yes, Warren, I really love your book and I love your show.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, I called a while back about the biting thing, and you sent me some stuff to spray on your clothing or something that when they taste it, then they kind of go, you know.
It would have a bitter taste. Yeah, go ahead.
Sometimes. Okay. My other little question I have, sir, is my daughter changed his food, okay? And when the dog gets used to one kind of food, he decided that he doesn't, and I noticed the food that she bought for him, it has a fish. I guess a fish meal of some type. But after a while, then it eats part of it, and then later on eats some other part of it.
All right, so let me go over this with you, because there's a lot of people out there. You know, I have told a lot of people, I recommend that a lot of people, they switch their food right now. If you have a dog or a cat on whatever food you have them on, I'd love to see you guys switch to Lucy Pet Formulas for Life, only because it's probably the best food. Not probably, it is the best. In fact, I'm going to do a commercial for them in just a second. Here's what I want you to understand, and everyone out there. If you're going to be changing your dog's food from one brand to another brand, I really, really encourage you to do it gradually. You can't just all of a sudden take the new food, put it in the dog's bowl, and expect them to eat. In fact, sometimes they can get sick or digestive problems. So what you do is whenever you're changing a dog's food, you start adding the new food a little bit at a time to the old food, gradually taking away the old food, adding more of the new food till the dog's system is adjusted to it. So that's the way it should be done. And if you do it that way, the dog will adjust to it a lot easier and he'll be a lot happier. Now, there are some great foods on the market. However, as you know, I'm very, very careful about what I recommend or endorse. So how about if I send you some Lucy Pet food for your dog?
It sounds like a great idea.
Follow my advice, though. Really important. Start adding the Lucy to what you're feeding him now, a little bit at a time. Okay. Increase it gradually, and I promise you'll be giving me a call saying, thank you for sending me Lucy Pet Formulas for Life. I'm going to put you on hold. Lucy Pet Formulas for Life on their way to you, and I really do appreciate that phone call. By the way, great time to give me a call, 866-870-KRLA. Jerry, I'm going to get to you. Mel, I'm going to get to you. Dennis. But listen to me carefully. I want you also to grab your pens and papers right now, because if for some reason I run out of time, you all know that I jump right from here at 1 o'clock across the hall to do my national network and Canadian show. Same type of show, give away the same items. The only difference is the calls come from all over the U.S. and Canada. So I'm going to give you that phone number. And one of the advantages you guys have is you can start calling at 1 o'clock. I don't go on the air till 6 minutes after. So before the rest of the country and Canada even knows I'm on the air, you, my California listeners, will be first up. So grab your pens and papers. If you're driving around, shopping, you can't call me right now, but you have a question, I'll give you that phone number in just a second. But for right now, the phone number to call is 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. I love tickling cows. You ever tickle a cow, Alex? Alex, you've never tickled. You have no idea what you're missing out. They really laugh and smile. Tell them jokes at the same time. Hey, we are back on the Pet Show. The phones are jamming. Here's the deal. We got plenty of time, but I want you guys to write this phone number down. If you're driving around, you can't call right now. This is the phone number for my network show. Write it down. Start calling at 1 o'clock. Same type of show, give away the same gifts. I will get to your calls there. Generally, my California callers on the network show are first thing because you can start calling at 1 o'clock. The rest of the country in Canada doesn't start till 6 minutes after. So here's that number. Write it down, 877-725-8255. Don't start calling till 1. Be patient, too. It's going to an entirely different studio in Washington, D.C. 877-725-8255. 877-725-8255. Let's go to Jerry in Santa Clarita. Hey, Jerry, welcome to the show.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. I'm calling. I have a 5-year-old, half Mastiff, half Catahoula, and he's a really good, sweet dog. And I take him with my Australian Shepherd in the hills running in the mornings, and he runs into these 2 black labs that are really sweet. And he's just so aggressive to one of them. He wants to play, but he's kind of aggressive, wants to jump on him and dominate him. And I'm just wondering if you have any ideas of what I could do.
Yeah, first of all, it's quite a combination. The Catahoula leopard dog, by the way, the state dog of Louisiana. I had the opportunity of spending a lot of time with them. They're a great breed of dog. Listen to me carefully, okay? If the aggressive behavior on your dog's part is not really vicious aggression, but more like just overplaying in an aggressive manner, what I would recommend that you do is solidify your basic training first at home. Really focus on making sure you have control of the dog when there's no distractions around. Then, when you take your dog for a walk, if he's becoming aggressive towards this lab and you say, no, bad dog, and start pulling him back and all the things people do, you're actually creating more animosity. If you have the basic control over the dog, you can have a calm way of walking past those other dogs, and at the same time, if you notice him becoming too assertive with the other dog, you can at that point stop for a couple of minutes, 5 minutes of basic training. He'll sit, stay down, and come just to establish some positive authority, and then go off again. If he reacts the same way, the same thing. If you're consistent, little by little, he'll start calming down, and the assertive, aggressive behavior that he has around the other dog will disappear. But right now, here's what's going on. Your dog's been reacting aggressively. The other dog knows that. So the Labrador is probably sending out a doggy message to the other dog that I'm a little fearful. You're going to come play rough with me, triggering your response and making your dog a bit of a bully. So first thing you need to do is solidify the basic training. If the dog reacts in a negative way, I don't want to hear no bad dog phooey. I want some good positive basic training at that point. If you're consistent, he will come around little by little. It really is that simple.
Okay, I'll work on that.
You work on it good. What's your dog's name, by the way?
Rusty.
And how old is Rusty?
5.
Listen, keep running him. It's a good place to run. I'm going to put you on hold, and we are going to send for Rusty's 5 years old. I am going to send you for Rusty. You know what? You're running in the park with Rusty. I'm going to send you one of the T-shirts that say, "None of my friends walk upright. None of my friends walk upright." Let me take a quick break. We'll try to get back to your phone calls. Try to get to as many as I can. But again, write this number down for the network show, and that phone number is 877-725-8255. These phones are jammed. I will get to the calls. 877-725-8255. Again, you can start calling that number at 1 o'clock, not before. Start at 1 o'clock. Please be patient. Goes all across the country. And the reason I say be patient is it goes into an entirely different studio in Washington, D.C. Then it goes up on a satellite. A lot of technical stuff involved. So start ringing at 1 o'clock. I will get to your calls. And as I said, it's the same type of show. I give away the same type of items that you hear me give away here. On the Pet Show, I'm Warren Eckstein. Phone number here. Well, you know what? I'm going to give you the phone number for the national show. You can start calling at 1 o'clock. That's just a couple of minutes from now. As I said, it's the same type of show. I give away the same items, plenty of time to answer your questions. And I tell you this every week because you guys will be my first callers. So write this number down. If you're driving around, if you're carrying packages, you can't call right now. This is the number for the national show, 877-725-8255. 877-725-8255. That is the way to get through. Mel, I don't want to take your call, and Hilda or Philip, I don't want to rush you guys. So you'll be my first 4 callers if you call that number I just gave you, 877-725-8255. Just a reminder, this is kind of relatively new, but the shows now, all of my radio shows are now available on CD, MP3s, book form. If you go to my website, thepetshow.com, you can get CDs and you can get MP3s and download all the stuff. We've made a lot of changes to the website. More current news coming up this week, hundreds of articles, the products you hear me talk about now. And as I said, that now everything you order at my website, thepetshow.com, no matter how much or how little, is never going to be more than $5 in shipping. A couple of different things. There's a lot of my listeners out there that are involved with Rescuing Humane. You know that I'm taking on the divorce shelter in San Bernardino. I've heard a lot of bad things about it. Personally, I don't know as much as a lot of people know. We're having a major summit coming up on May 22nd. If you're in, and it's going to be in Pomona, if you're involved with rescue, if you're involved with saving animals' lives, or if you've had any experience with divorce, positive or negative, I urge you to let me know and be invited. You come on down. It's obviously, we're just going to sit around. There'll be an attorney there. I'll be there. I'll be hearing a lot of different people and some of the situations they've encountered at the divorce shelter. Now, I've been working with shelters for years and years. I've helped close down shelters on the East Coast and the Midwest. Not looking to close it down. I'm just looking to make changes. So the bottom line is animals get a fair shake. They get a hug, they get a kiss, a warm bed, warm food, and some loving once in a while. That's what sheltering means. It doesn't mean putting them in a cage, doesn't mean not giving them bed, doesn't mean not giving them a blanket, not every possible chance that they can get. So if you'd like to get involved, either helping me out, marketing, PR, or just get involved volunteering, I want you to send me an email. And please do. You want to help the animals as much as I do. Let's work together. You can email me at my personal email, which is mail@thepetshow.com. mail@thepetshow.com, and hopefully we get all together. We'll save a lot of animals and make life better for them. I want you guys to stay tuned right now, because coming up right here is Living Pain Free with Dr. Mark Darrow, my good friend Nita. Again, the phone number for the network show, you can start calling that at 1 o'clock, 877-725-8255.